Imagine not being able to read the paper because your hands were shaking. Imagine not being able to read newsprint as your world faded to black. The National Federation of the Blind, Newsline, Indiana. With your host, Lee Martin, and co-host, Florence Myers-McSwine.
We are here at the town hall meeting for the National Federation of the Blind State Convention of Indiana. And we have a very special guest with us today, our national representative from our national office, Ms. Denise Savant. She has so much information and she has so many questions from our affiliate members throughout the state of Indiana of the National Federation of the Blind. And we just want to welcome you all to listen and learn from this town hall meeting. There will be so many good questions and so many great answers and so much education. So Denise, this is a very special day for us in the state of Indiana with your presence. And we just want to say welcome to Indiana.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be back with you guys again. I was here in 2017. I was in person. I wish that we could be in person again. I truly enjoyed my time in 2017 when I came to your convention, and I'm really looking forward to this town hall. I'm looking forward to the convention and just really participating in the Indiana affiliate, which is very similar, to mine. We actually sit alongside of each other, so we're down here in the Midwest, helping to raise the expectation for blind people and helping folks to know that blindness is not the characteristic that defines them or their future, and that they can live the lives that they want. So together, the Illinois affiliate and the Indiana affiliate have often partnered with each other, and I'm just looking forward to this weekend.
And we're looking forward to spending that time with you. I mean, even though it's via Zoom, it's an opportunity that we have been looking forward to for quite some time. Now, for those who were not at our previous convention, Denise, tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, so I was born and raised here in Chicago, Illinois, and I went to the University of Missouri in Columbia. I majored in political science and then went to law school there. I then practiced law for well over 32 years. I worked in the public sector of the legal profession, working for the Will County Legal Assistance Program for 2.5 years, and then for the Office of the Public Defender for 30 years. And both of those organizations represented indigent people, one on the civil side of things and one on the criminal side. Those were people who could not afford their own attorneys. I am my mom and dad's only child. I have been blind all of my life, though I had a little bit of eyesight when I was growing up. And I am a latecomer to the National Federation of the Blind. I did not really get active until 2005, though I knew about the Federation and I would come to various conventions from time to time. But in 2005, I finally joined. I became active. I held various offices in the state, finally was state president for 6 years. I just stepped aside out of that role in November of 2020. I'm currently serving on our national board helping out our president and our members in whatever way I can there. I'm active in my church. I've been in the same church for now almost 25 years, Christian Tabernacle Church here on Chicago's South Side. And I'm a member of the board of directors there. I'm actually the secretary for right now. And then I also serve on the Access Living board, and I also chair the American Bar Association Commission on Disability Rights. And I think, my hobbies are, I've done cross-country skiing when I have an opportunity to do so. I've recently taken up tandem biking. So I enjoy things like that. And other than that, I'm just, like everyone else, trying to stay safe and healthy during the time of this pandemic.
Well, Denise, you're a woman of so many hats. And yes. I tell you, I can see why our national president, Mark Riccobono, is proud to have you as our national rep, as he assigned you to us. And we're so glad to have you here as well. There are so many programs that the National Federation of the Blind offers. And one of those great programs is the National Federation of the Blind Newsline. Would you want to tell us a little bit about how Newsline impacts your life and how you think it should impact other people's lives that are eligible for the service?
Well, let me tell you, I love NFB Newsline because it actually affords me the opportunity to read my local newspaper, the Chicago Tribune, the Chicago Sun-Times, anytime I want. I can look at the Washington Post or the New York Times, or go to, read the Braille Monitor on NFB Newsline. I really tell you, it does help me to stay informed, especially, when it's time for election. I can follow, current affairs. I am a political science major, so I do like to follow current affairs. And I really wish that I would have been, it would have been available to me as a young kid growing up, when you'd have to do some kind of presentation on current affairs. It's really a great resource for both, classwork, for just pleasure reading and information, because you have all the state information channels are all over it, so you can find out about happenings in your state on NFB Newsline. I think blind people, as a rule, we're some of the most connected people in the American population, and I think it's partly due to a service like NFB Newsline. It's totally free of charge. You can access it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It is on many different platforms. I usually read it on my iPhone, but you can read it on your computer. You can read it on, this is going to set her off, Miss Alexa, and you can also access it on the Victor Reader Stream. So all of those different platforms, you have access to NFB Newsline. And it's a great tool for us as federations to get to know other blind people that might not come to our attention, because let's face it, seniors, when they lose vision, two of the things that they fear most is, driving, and we're not yet able to do anything about that yet, but also they want to be able to read their newspaper. Well, somebody will hopefully tell them about NFB Newsline, or they'll hear about it somehow. And then a coordinator like yourself, Lee, can get them, signed up and talk about the Federation and get them to chapter meetings, either in person or by calling in. So I really, like I said, I love Newsline.
Well, Florence, I guess we don't have a whole lot to say now.
All I was going to say, if anybody is listening, for those who are listening to this, and if you have not signed up for NFB Newsline, you have heard it. If you're blind, print challenged, and cannot access printed documents, and just know that NFB Newsline is a free audio information service, and it's available for you and to you, and you will have that information right at your fingertips.
If you or someone you know is visually impaired or print challenged, the National Federation of the Blind has a resource you need.
I use NFB Newsline when reading Hammond Northwest Times.
Using NFB Newsline, I read the Christian Science magazine.
Dad, you read Jerusalem Post too.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
Live the life you want. Read NFB Newsline.
It's free.
Welcome to our town hall meeting. We have Representative Denise Avant, and she is going to entertain some questions from our affiliate members.
And next up is Mr. Dennis Manning of the Lafayette chapter. He's the president. Dennis, your question.
What are the legislative alerts, and what is the importance of these alerts?
So we have a listserv of legislative directors, and each of the affiliates are asked to appoint two people from their state so that they can go on the listserv. And the purpose of the listserv is for someone like John Perret, who you often see, Jeff Kalock or Kyle Walls, to come on and tell us about important information regarding our legislative priorities. We are, of course, an organization that takes collective action to advocate on behalf of blind people. So, we'll often see, them coming in with regard to, let's say, something like the Access Technology Affordability Act, HR 431 S212, and say, okay, we've got these many co-sponsors. We need for the legislative directors to call and write their legislatures. And here's what you can say when you call or write them. So that lets us know that we need to get on, and really get to the membership. The other way too is that when we have immediate action that we need to take. That's an immediate way for them to let us know, what's going on. So, tomorrow there's a meeting of the Ability One Commission. And so on yesterday, there was a posting asking us, at least one member from every state, to register to attend the meeting because they're going to be talking about the competitive integrated employment for Ability One programs. And because this, we wanted to make sure that we had geographical diversity, they asked at least one member from every state to call in. And this is in particularly because this week, our governor in Illinois, Governor Pritzker, has signed an executive order banning sub-minimum wages for people with disabilities on state use contracts. And last week, there was an announcement that California Governor Newsom had signed a law that will ban sub-minimum wages for people with disabilities by 2025. And so we see that there's momentum to get rid of payment of sub-minimum wages to people with disabilities, and we want to make sure that we're at the table and we can really push for this outlawing sub-minimum wages wherever possible. And then finally, the purpose is that, the state legislatures are doing various things, and they'll write in and either update or ask questions about different things that they're doing in their state. So the most prominent one is the parental rights for the blind legislation that many states, such as Indiana, are trying to get through. So these are the functions of the legislative alerts, really.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Dennis and Denise.
Yes, and we have a question from Ms. Jessica Dalton for our representative. And Jessica, what is your question?
Hello, Mrs. Avant. My name is Jessica Dalton, and I'm a member of the Circle City chapter of Indianapolis. And my question to you is, with the new initiative of Blind Equality Achievement Month, could you please explain what the goals and objectives are? Thank you.
Okay, so Blind Equality Achievement Month, formerly known as Meet the Blind Month, is really to highlight the abilities and achievements and the contributions of blind people across the country. We know that blindness is viewed by many as a tragedy, something that will prevent you from going forward and with your life. But we in the Federation know that blindness is not the thing that defines you or your future. And so we're seeking to raise the expectations of society about our accomplishments. And so, and to let the public know that we live a positive and productive lives. Blind Equality Achievement Month is an opportunity not just to invite the public to meet a blind person, but also to partner with us in raising these expectations. And so each chapter is asked to come up with an idea where we can feature the accomplishments and achievements of blind people, and to maybe videotape your outing or your event. And you can, share them on our website. I know I was looking at NFB.org, which is our website, and it listed lots of things that different chapters around the country are doing to highlight the achievements of blind people. We on, I think it's the 14th of October. No, yeah, it is the 14th of October. There's going to be an employment panel where people who are employed are going to be talking about how they do their various jobs, their day in their life of going to work, and how they use technology on the job. And this is going to be a webinar that we invite people to attend. So you heard, at least on the website, there's a blog post by President Rick Abono on blindness, equality, and achievement, who defines us. And like I said, that's found on our website. So we're doing various things to celebrate the month, centering, doing activities that center around White Cane Awareness Day, whatever people want to do.
Ms. Avant and Jessica, thank you for your question.
We are the nation's blind, and we read NFB Newsline.
As I travel the nation, I read NFB Newsline.
I live in Valparaiso, Indiana, and I listen to my local news on NFB Newsline.
As a student, I enjoy reading current events on NFB Newsline.
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
Subscribe free to NFB Newsline today. Lawrence, I would say we have been learning quite a bit, and I'm trusting that everyone in this town hall meeting is learning a lot as well. That's what it's made for. Thank you so much, Denise. So our next guest up is Mr. Tyler Shirk, and he's with matter of fact, he's the new president of the at-large chapter here in the state of Indiana. So Tyler, I just want to say welcome, and you can ask your question to our national rep.
Good morning, Denise.
Morning, Tyler.
What made you switch career paths from journalism to political science? Does political science have more in-depth for wanting to be a lawyer?
Well, let me answer your second question first. No, it does not. I think the requirement of becoming a lawyer is that you are able to read and write and communicate orally well. So, you could have you could be a political science major, you could be an English major, you could be an economics major, whatever major you want to pick, so long as you have those skills. So I switched from journalism, which was an initial major when I started out. And it's like most freshmen and sophomores do. You go down to college and you think you want to major in one thing, but then something attracts you and you change your mind. So I did have to fulfill a political science requirement. And so I took a constitutional law class. I read a lot of cases surveying the United States Supreme Court, namely those cases that had to do with civil rights, criminal procedure rights that were given to people in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. And I saw how the law could be used to really benefit people. And I've always been interested in some kind of public service, anything to, help people in a public manner. So that caused me to really want to go to law school, because I was really energized and fulfilled by reading some of those cases. And so that's why I switched.
That's awesome.
Last but not least, we have Dr. Yvette Reed, who is a Circle City chapter member. And Dr. Reed, go on with the question that you have for our representative.
Good morning, Ms. Avant. Thank you for being here. I want to ask, our president has declared October Blind Equality Achievement Month. Given the disparities in employment in other areas in the lives of our blind community, can you give us your ideas about the equity versus equality issue?
Well, first of all, Dr. Reed, let me say thank you to both to you and Kane Brolin and Dr. Fant and Lee Martin for the article that you all wrote in the October Braille Monitor, which is the National Federation of the Blind flagship publication. I want to thank Gary Wonder the publication's editor for putting it in there. And I have to be honest, I had not really thought about this question in any detail, but reading your article, it's left me with a lot of different thoughts. I do serve on the Commission on Disability Rights in the American Bar Association, and I have seen the term equity. I think that equity, and that it means that you apply the services, based on a person's needs, and not just say we all start out the same, because we don't. I think that's important, and I think that is something that we in the Federation ought to consider.
Thank you so much. I absolutely agree.
The National Federation of the Blind knows that blindness is not the characteristic that defines you or your future. Every day we raise the expectations of blind people because low expectations create obstacles between blind people and our dreams. You can live the life you want. Blindness is not what holds you back.
Now, this concludes our town hall meeting. And Representative Avant, do you have any parting words for our affiliates?
Well, once again, I enjoyed the questions that I received from your members. I was energized by their questions. I'm looking forward to the convention that's coming up, and it was so wonderful to be part of this, and I thank you for thinking about me to have me do this this event, and also to do it in this way, because it gave me a chance to talk about the National Federation of the Blind as opposed to talking about me.
And thank you so very much.
And Denise, I just want to say also, thank you so very much for all that you do for the Federation, for your community, for your family. Without people like you around, this whole life would just be totally different. So I'm just thankful to have you at our state convention. And I'm also thankful to have you around as a friend. So to our viewing and listening audience and to our listeners here at the town hall meeting, we at the National Federation of the Blind Newsline, Indiana, would like to thank you once again for joining us. And we trust that you continue to join us as we continue to advocate and bring education to our communities. So until next time, take good care and may God bless each of you.
The National Federation of the Blind, Newsline, Indiana. For more information, go to nfb-in.org or call 855-963-6476. That's 855-963-6476. The National Federation of the Blind encourages you to live the life you want.